Hello lads, we're back. Yup, so apparently I haven't bring up some facts about those videos for 7 months, so I guess I'll have to do it now. Anyways, we're gonna talk to all of you guys about character gets sent to /escape videos. Character gets sent to /escapes from country videos are both subsets of grounding videos which has characters being exiled, sent away from the country that they live/reside in or returning from them via any means necessary. The original, or oldest, surviving video was made by the user in 2017 or 2016, and they're still being made to this day. 12 reasons will be given why they'll be abandoned on Alcatraz/sent to another country. 1. First of all, these subset of grounding videos have no creativity whatsoever, as it has a character getting sent to a different country as a punishment, which clearly violates UN human rights to citizenship. Sometimes, this is done after the traditional grounding video, even if the thing that a troublemaker has done is not severe at all. On the top of that, there is usually a sequel to these videos where a character gets Warren-style punishments and videos where a character insults a person in another language. Because the videos use Warren-style punishments, these videos are unnecessarily long, sometimes lasting up to 15 to 20 minutes, all because someone tried to escape an unreasonable punishment. If this sequel was going to be plagiarized and be really long for no reason, then it could have been cut out entirely, with the next video in the grounding series being them starting with them in their room as if they were never sent to the country in the first place. Otherwise, it's a filler video that serves no purpose, especially if it's lazily copied. 2. These videos can come off as offensive to a country because the creators think that the troublemaker getting sent to a different country is a punishment, even if the country doesn't seem bad. 3. The troublemaker ends up using a different language for their voice when they arrive to the country, even if they don't have the ability to. They sometimes speak broken English with a different accent, or even speak the wrong dialect, like speaking Brazilian Portuguese if they got sent to Portugal, as well as speaking dead languages like Latin, Sanskrit, Sumerian, Ligurian, and Old English, Anglo-Saxon. The creators of these videos always claim that they're speaking that language, even though they're usually only speaking English with a different country's accent. Still, it's an unnecessary change that makes zero sense. 4. The exiled person never gets any food, shelter, money, or any necessities when they get sent to a different country. The people could have provided that person the money for them to pay for a hotel, instead of leaving them homeless in the middle of nowhere, though a better alternative to a hotel is have them go to a boarding/military school or be sent to live with a relative in there. Another thing is that most of these videos don't factor in passports, which is an attempt of illegal immigration. 5. Some of them even have characters getting sent to North Korea, even though there are barely any international airports there, apart from Pyongyang International Airport. Speaking of which, they even sent them to countries that their home country is at war with, or another country that is at war, such as Iraq, Iran, Afghanistan, and Ukraine. One example is Tim and Moby getting sent to Afghanistan for beating up Poe. When it comes to Ukraine currently, this can be very disrespectful to anyone that died in the war. They even send them to countries that have a hostile/negative/bad/sour relations with their home country, like Iraq, Iran, China, Russia, etc. With that in the way, the country might have bigger problems, like they would send them to a country that has high crime rate, poverty/high homelessness, wars, such as civil wars, proxy wars, total wars, to even insurgencies, high pollution, terrorism, etc. 6. They would even send them to countries that doesn't exist, or continents that are not even countries, or even micronations which doesn't have airports, and in some cases planets that are uninhabitable or space station. Some examples below. For example, they would send characters to Antarctica, despite having no permanent residence and is not a country. However, it counts since there is research stations like McMurdo Station. They didn't even bother giving them clothes that can keep them warm. As for micronations like Sealand, there isn't an airport and only a helipad. When it comes to planets, they would usually have them be in those incapable of life or not terraformed. One example is Mars. When it comes to space stations, they would use the International Space Station. 7. This may encourage the use of international voices used for screaming or crying, and it's obvious that they're infamously bad and they don't make the video stand out. 8. Plot hole. How are the characters able to find an airport to get back to their original country if they don't even know the location of said airports? Also, they don't have money to buy a ticket. Did they steal it and entered the plane as a stowaway or steal the plane and flew it? 9. While overall self-explanatory, the parents get off scot-free, making them karma Houdinis. If this was realistic, the parents would be charged for unlawful banishment/exile, neglect, and illegal immigration. If the person they've sent to the country got killed, harmed, died, kidnapped, etc., the parents might even face harsher punishments or worse, execution. 10. The punishments are actual crimes, those being: 1. Unlawful banishment/exile, they leave a victim in the middle of nowhere. 2. Neglect. 3. Manslaughter. And lastly, 4. Illegal immigration, they don't put use of passports. 11. Usually, after they escape, they normally do at least one of the following, as part of an almost copied format. Buy an NC-17 or R-rated movie. Make a grounded video out of the video creator or one of their friends. Make an oddly specific fake VHS opening. Go to the movie theater or the casino. And lastly, 12. Plus, after they escape, they get Warren-style punishments, which are plain-out filler. Luckily, 2 reasons will be given why they shouldn't be sent to a different country. 1. Some of these videos have characters getting sent to a different country for committing actual crimes, though they still don't say much, and they could have been sent to jail/prison instead. And lastly, 2. Some of these videos, like the ones from Barney and Stitch Alien Fanatic 2000, are done right. By using passports and having them go to a boarding/military school there or be sent to live with a relative. Here's a list of things that should have happened in these videos, in order in case the above solution fails. 1. Add some realism, such as have them use a passport and have the character be sent to a country for a valid reason, either by sending them to a boarding/military school there or be sent to live with a relative in the other country. 2. As stated above, instead of just putting them in the middle of nowhere, have the parents send the character to either a boarding/military school or live with a relative in the country they sent them to. 3. Have the parents face some punishment for trying to exile their child to the middle of nowhere, with them being arrested for illegal immigration. And lastly, 4. Another alternative is sending the character to prison. And this, my friends, is what happens when you violate UN human rights to citizenship. This won't happen again.